The X-Cape could be a good revival bike for the Italian bike maker. If you have never heard of Moto Morini, you will be forgiven. Essentially they were a dead brand, and for decades they flew under the radar, but eventually, like some other old Italian brands, they have been revived by a Chinese parent company. Moto Morini was initially founded in the late 1930s. They became famous for making light, fast race bikes through the 50s and 60s, but gradually went into decline after that. After changing hands several times, all operations in Italy came to a stop in around 2017 after several less than profitable years and a failed revival. Now under the less famous Zhongning Group they have put out this rather enticing model, set to be released later this year. Final pricing is yet to be determined, but expect it to be right on par with the other Chinese adventure bikes, and well below the Yamaha Tenere 700. It is pretty clear that they have taken their time to study the market before putting this bike out, with a range of features that we would only really expect on premium machinery. On the more mechanical side, we have beefy 50mm adjustable forks, already a step ahead of pretty much everything else in this market segment. That might be a moot point, though, as it is hard to gauge just how good those forks will perform in the real world and how much of a difference their adjustability will make, but where it really sets itself apart is its tech. The bike gets a 7-inch TFT dash, one of the biggest in the industry at the moment, let alone this end of the market. On top of that, it also gets a switchable Bosch-made ABS unit. There are also different riding modes for the rider to choose from. One thing there is no denying is that they have made an attractive product. We are all fairly used to some less appealing Japanese and Chinese bikes, but although this will be made exclusively in China, it looks authentically European. We have to give them credit for sticking with their proposed design, having shown the bike at EICMA 2019. It is more or less identical to that unit, avoiding something other manufacturers have been guilty of in recent times, which usually involves some form of overhype, getting everyone excited then water down their final product once it reaches the market. We mean this in every conceivable way. Power is solid, but not exactly intimidating at 60 horsepower. The seat height is adjustable, and the pricing looks to be highly competitive. For shorter riders, the lowest seat height setting will be 32 inches, not exactly class-leading, but more than adequate considering they make provision for taller riders too, allowing that height to increase above the 33-inch mark. It also has a decent-looking windscreen that can actually be adjusted with one hand, a small but not insignificant detail that shows that they have actually been listening to what consumers are asking for. Only one thing remains to be seen. How durable is it, really? For that we will have to wait and see. Only real-world reviews will be able to give us a real indication of just how good, or bad, this little adventure bike really is, but there is no denying it has a lot of potential. The X-Cape 650 has already been tested, and the presentation of the new 6.5 as a 2022 Moto Morini novelty is awaited at EICMA 2021. The Italian company will participate in the next edition of EICMA, scheduled at the Row Fair from 23 to 28 November, during which, in addition to the X-Cape, Morini will also present the new 6.5, the details of which are not known for now. In this constantly updated review, you will find all the Moto Morini news for 2022. That said,